This says comparing decimals because really we are still comparing, but we're comparing more than two. So this is when we go ahead and we call it ordering decimals. So if I have some decimals, I picked 3 of them, and I want to put them in order from, I'm not sure where I cut off. I'm going to put them in order from least to greatest. What you can do is you can use the same strategies that I told you before. You can either turn them into fractions. So let's read this decimal, 2/10. 2/10. 38 hundredths. 38, what's our denominator this time? Hundredths. 12 hundredths. 12 hundredths. Well, here's the good news. 2 out of those 3 are already with the same denominator. We just need to turn this one into the hundreds. What do we do to 10 to get it to 100? 10 times 10 equals 100. Do it to the bottom, do it to the top. What's 2 times 10? 20. So now if we're ordering least to greatest, we just have to go ahead and look at these and say 12 hundredths. That would be first. The next one, 20 hundredths, and then 38 hundredths. So let's go ahead and match our decimals. Our first one is 12 hundredths. Our next one is the 2/10, and our last one is 38 hundredths. I've now placed them in order from least to greatest. So I can use the fractions method that I used when I was comparing decimals, or I could use place value, where I'm going to go ahead and line up my decimals, 2/10, 38 hundredths, 12 hundredths, and then we just want to make sure all the place values are filled in. I had to put a 0 there. Okay, everything else is good. So now let's look. Which of these is the smallest out of 12 hundredths, 38ths, and 20? Well, guess what? Smallest, next smallest, and the biggest. So we still have 12 hundredths. Let's write it in the original form. We didn't have that 0 on before, so we'll take that off. I don't care when you're ordering decimals if you turn them into fractions or if you use place value and you line up the decimals and fill in any holes that you need to. Pay attention. It's the same old thing, least to greatest. You have to pay attention to that. Okay, sometimes it says greatest to least, sometimes it says least to greatest. Please read words because words mean things. You're going to practice this.